Leaving Florida by the dozens, possibly by the hundreds. State Senate Bill 1718 is set to take effect tomorrow. We've learned that the anti-illegal immigration law is already forcing people out of the Sunshine State. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Lois Tomey.
I'm Chris Safadi. Today we take a look at how this law will affect the service industry here in Southwest Florida, including construction workers that have had to leave projects unfinished out of fear of retaliation. Week News reporter Michael Hudak joins us live in the studio now. Michael, clearly there are many sides to this, but not everybody's against this new law.
That's right. And it does not matter that this law is not going into effect until tomorrow, July 1st. I've met people whose entire families have up and left the state. And those family members, a lot of times, are the ones working in the farms and in the restaurants and on construction sites. And even though it's not a guarantee that Senate Bill 1718 is causing those sites to now be nearly empty, the people I spoke with say it's just a matter of time before everyone realizes the real life impacts. Rotten fruit.
We're losing so much money, and this little business cannot stand that. We cannot.
And it's not the only thing that's seemingly spoiled.
This is the area where we put all the stuff that is getting bad because there's no people that we can sell it to.
For a week, I went out with fellow reporter Roderis Richardson to see the potential impacts of State Senate Bill 1718, which the governor boasts as the strongest anti-illegal immigration law in the state's history. And some people outside the state say is the strongest such law in the country.
This is the strongest legislation against illegal immigration.
Whether it's Alejandra Lara,
The people, the buyers that we had, they're all gone. They all left Tennessee and Georgia. They're not required to have any legal status, and they can work anywhere they want, so it's a good option.
Mario Martinez,
They say they've been getting laid off because of the new law.
or Jose Preciado.
What we're going to do in 6 months from now, when actually nobody wants to come to Florida.
The fear is real. And by the way, all three of these people believe those who are not legally approved to be here should not be here, but they also all think this sweeping legislation is too aggressive and will end up doing more damage to farming, service, and hospitality industries in Florida and less good for forcing quote-unquote bad people out of the state.
And I see the people are not coming out to be around like they used to. Used to see a flourishing amount of people walking everywhere. Not happy.
They believe, heck, they're fully confident, the state will have a full-on labor shortage once the effects of this law settle in, because the people who are here legally, no matter their race or ethnicity, don't want to pick fruit out in the fields for $9 an hour. And if there's no one to pick the food, some food will be more expensive when all of us go to buy it at Publix.
It's going to be really, really tough once the law kicks in. It's going to be very hard for all of us to be able to stand and keep our jobs and keep these businesses growing. It's going to be really, really hard.
Every single person who I interviewed will tell me there are pros and cons to it. One pro that someone suggested to me is less money spent on emergency health care for illegal immigrants, when that money could go to someone who is legally allowed to be here in the United States. A con, as you heard, is kicking people out of the state that are willing to work tough physical jobs for $9 an hour. Monday, we take a look at just how realistic it is to enforce this law in our state. Back to you.